I'm also a substance abuse peer counselor. And when I say peer counselor, that means at some point in time I struggle with addiction, the disease of addiction. How many of y'all think addiction is a disease? Okay. All right. Well, I work in a emergency room in Brooklyn, a hospital in Brooklyn. So I thought it was I think it's very important that I talk about substance abuse nurses, future nurses that's going to be in the emergency room, because I see how different nurses treat people with addiction issues when they come in the emergency room. And my job is to advocate for them, you know, because these are not bad people trying to get good. These are sick people trying to get better. Addiction is a disease, and it hits you three ways. It hits you mentally, spiritually, and physically, right? And I struggle, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story, my life, and addiction. I struggled with addiction since I was 10 years old. I used drugs for 30 years. I smoked crack, I did heroin, anything that would take me outside of myself, that's what I did. I probably would have took a birth control pill if I felt like it got me high at the end, right? That's my story, right? And you know, you start out small, like, I gotta stay up and study, so I'm gonna take this pill, so I can stay up extra hours and study, and that's how I start off, right? Study, it helped me study. I got to cram for this test, so I'm gonna pop this pill. And that's how it starts off. The disease of addiction, it slowly progresses and get worse. Next thing you know, you got to pop 2 to stay up. Next thing you know, you got to pop 3 to stay up. Next thing you know, you're down on the block looking for a bag of dope, because you don't get the prescriptions no more. It's an opiate epidemic because doctors was overprescribing people opiates for money. They don't care nothing about that. All this is a money thing, man. But I know, you know, the reason I say it's very important for me to, like, I had an incident when I first started working in the hospital, and, you know, I seen how, you know, they treat people who come in there with substance abuse issues. You know, they like turn their nose up. Nurses, you took this job to help people, right? You know, and so it offended me. Because 3 years ago, after 30 years of using, I got 3 years clean, right? 3 years, 3 months and some days, right? And I got my own nonprofit organization. That's what I did in 3 years. The only place I ever worked was in the penitentiary for 70 cents a day. But I've been on my job like going on 2 years now, right? So I've changed, right? I had to change the way I was thinking first. Bro. That's what the disease of addiction is, the way we think. It's the obsession and the compulsion, the use. You constantly think about it, no matter how much you got, that's the obsession. The compulsion, once you start, you can't stop. 1 is too many and 1,000 is never enough. You know? And that's how my life, I've been chasing that first high for 30 years and never caught it yet. So I had an experience with a nurse in there, you know, when the person came in, they really didn't want to, because people gonna come into the emergency room, they're not gonna be smelling good, they're not gonna be looking good, they're gonna be coming off the street, but these are people. This could be your brother, your sister, your mother down the line. You know, because the disease of addiction don't care where you come from. Don't care if your mama a judge. Don't care if your daddy a doctor. Don't care if your mama a lawyer. It don't care nothing about that. It don't care if you white. It don't care if you black. It don't care if you Jewish. The disease of addiction don't care nothing about none of that. It don't discriminate. It get everybody. I be in recovery groups with lawyers and doctors and all types of stuff. You know. But she treated the patient, right? The reason I took it so personal, right? We laugh, and, you know, we talk every day. She talked to me, Reginald this, Reginald. We talk and laugh every day, but I never told her who I was at the beginning. You know, so the way she was talking, like, he's stinking, you know, so it offended me, right? So, you have to pick your battles also, right? You know, you have to pick your battles. Some of the battles I know I can't win, so I'm not going to get, so I just call her to the side. You know, I said 3 years ago, that was me. I was smelling like that, because I ain't always look like this. I ain't always smell like this. I ain't always talk like this, right? And I said 3 years ago, that would have been me. So you got to watch out. So when people come into the emergency room, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt that at some point in their life, they can turn around and change. They can stop. They can go back in the other direction. I did. It took me 30 years, but I did it. You know, and I don't let nobody hold me hostage of what I used to do. They ain't got nothing to do with me. That's their issue. I'm fine with me. I'm fine with my life. Everything I've been through in my life, I believe it was necessary for me to be here right now telling my story, and maybe somewhere down the line it can save somebody. If not you, somebody in your family, one of your friends, anything. That's why I do what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. Because nobody has to die from the disease of addiction, but they die every day. A lot of my friends are dying. I'm from down south, from North Carolina. I get a call almost every week. And these are the guys that I got high with. You know, we used to share dope. We used to split bags of heroin. And now we found out that OD, that would have been the other half of the bag I had. So I know I'm a miracle, man. And addiction, you know, it definitely is a disease. Just like cancer is a disease. Untreated, you're gonna die. For cancer, they got chemo. For addiction, they got recovery, man. There's no cure for it. There's no cure for it. So I'll never be recovered. I'm always be trying to get better. The things I struggled with in my first 30 days, I ain't struggling with now. The things I struggled with in my first year, I ain't struggling with them now. Because, you know, I use of how I felt. I had low self-esteem and insecurities. And I didn't like the way I looked. You know, my brother used to be a star athlete. My sister used to be the prettiest, you know, girl on the block. My other brother was a ladies' man. And I felt out of place, so I went to the street. I had everything I wanted coming up. But I chose to go out there because I needed to feel a part of something. And anything that would get me outside of myself, I would try. I started hanging with older dudes because I wanted to fit in. I needed to be down. I needed for you to like me. And that's how I started. I didn't know, I pretended to be a thug and a gangster my whole life. I carried guns. I robbed drug dealers. Not because I was no thug or no gangster. It was because I was desperate. And I would put your life on the line and my life on the line. Just for one more drug. Just for one more. So today I stay away from the first one. The first one, the one that's going to get me, I stay away from the first one. And the first one always free. Your friends with the first one is always free. So I stay away from the first one. Because if I jump in front of a train, it ain't the end of the train that's going to kill me. It's the beginning of the train. So I stay away from the first one. I don't use drugs and I don't hang around people who use drugs today. So when I go home and I go to North Carolina, all my friends still using drugs. All of them. My brothers are still drinking. Alcohol is a drug. My brothers, so I have to, everybody ain't supposed to be in your life forever anyway. Some relationships are supposed to expire. You can't put temporary people in lifetime positions because they don't fit, right? So everybody can't go where you're going. So I had to cut a lot of my so-called homies away, but we was only friends because of what you got and what I got. That was based on our friendship. And we used together. That's all we had in common. So I ain't using no more. So we ain't got nothing in common. I still love you, but I gotta love you from a distance. I gotta love me today, man. And how people people talk about me, you think he all that now? You think he got it set together now? But they ain't none of my business what they say about me. It's their business. And if I ask them what they say about me, now I'm minding their business. So it don't even matter what you say about me, how they feel about me. It's cool. It's how I feel about myself. I love me today. I still suffer with depression. I didn't even know I had depression for so many years. Like I said, I pretended to be a thug and a gangster. In my community, you don't hear about you got depression, you from the projects, you a thug, and all of that. But, I suffered from depression for a long time. So when I had to address my mental health, when I first got clean, I had to address my mental health issues. I had to address my substance abuse issues. And I had to learn how to improve my spiritual condition. Excuse me. My spirit was broken. And all that plays a part in addiction, man. I was physically broken, and I wanted to learn how to mend my broken spirit. So I had to go around people that was living another life, another way of life, right? And it was a struggle. And it's still, life is a struggle. Life shows up. Things happen. People die. But I don't use drugs. Drugs ain't the solution to none of my problems today. Because that's how I try to cope with all my problems. But after the high came down, I still had the same issue. I still had to deal with the same issues. But today I just talk about it, man. I check my ego at the door. I don't let that, my pride and my ego take me to a place where I can't come back. I ain't people pleasing today, man. And there's days it's hard. Sometimes I still want to isolate. And sometimes days it's still, I be lonely because I can't hang with the homies no more. But I, like I said, everybody ain't supposed to be in your life forever, So sometimes when God taking people out of your life, you let them go. Because if you don't let them go, you don't leave room for what He gonna replace you. So He replaced other people in my life who can help me now, right? And every day ain't a great day, but it's a successful day as long as I ain't using drugs. And I love my job. I get the opportunity to help people like me who trying to find their way in recovery, man. Who trying to find their way to change and stop doing the things they were doing and living like they was living. I mean, 3 years ago, man, you wouldn't even recognize me, man. 3 years ago, I would have never got close to you. Come in the classroom and stand up there and talk. Nah, that ain't how. If y'all ain't had that and I can use, I would have been nowhere in this area, But God, I believe in God, right? And for me, sometimes God just means good early direction. Doing the right thing for the right reason when people ain't looking, man. Life has took a dramatic change once I put the drugs down and got a moment of clarity and was able to make better decisions, man. I make better decisions today, man, and I just don't respond. I don't react, I respond now. I think about things now. But drugs still play a minute. I'm an addict. I'm gonna always be an addict, but I'm a recovery addict, right? In active addiction, I move up character defects, right? But in recovery, I move up principles, I got principles today, I don't live like I ain't out to harm nobody. And I ain't got to look over my back because I done robbed somebody or something, or somebody, I done stole somebody drugs or whatever, man. But drug, it starts off small, like I said, start off with a little, I'm going to take me a little something so I can stay up crying for this test. So you got to be careful, man, because the disease of addiction, it don't discriminate, like I said. At the end of this, man, if y'all got any questions for me, if I can answer them, I'm going to answer them. If I can't, I ain't going to pretend I can today because I ain't people pleasing today. I'm just going to say I don't know. And it's all right not to know. It's all right not to know. You don't know everything, man. So I want to thank Chloe.
It's fine.
For giving me the opportunity, right, to come out here, right, and share a little bit of me with y'all. And if you got any questions for me about addiction, about, anything got to do with, opioid epidemic or anything, and if I can answer, I can answer it. Thank you.